Ngung discovered a serious problem. Yesterday, she took a walk in the supermarket to buy a piece of beef, then used it for the hot pot to eat with colleagues. At that time, colleagues also took pictures to upload to the moment. Currently, this piece of beef appears in the refrigerator. After many confirmation in the moment of a colleague, Nguyen Ngung carefully observed the two-door refrigerator in front of him. Nguyen Ngung quickly discovered that mineral water increased by 2 bottles. Chicken eggs also returned to the number 10, including the prosperous milk that she drank. All in the festival last night also appeared in the cool compartment. Nguyen Ngung took out the red cow's milk box, pensive looking at the small pot of boiling water. If only beef, he still guessed it. Now a pile of objects displayed in front of him. Nguyen Ngung could not deceive himself. The food in her refrigerator suddenly reborn. Because of whether her judgment was right or not, Nguyen Ngung was afraid to encounter strange things like Suyen Viet. She definitely fixed and went downstairs to the supermarket. Nguyen Ngung residential area is a new apartment building, roughly. Only 1-5 households with residential people. 4-5 supermarkets. Have a best decorated supermarket. Sell the most complete items. Based on the experience of reading a rich story, Nguyen Ngung was afraid that he could go to some lack of food. Firstly, he asked the store staff to weigh 2.5 pork. Anyway, if not through Vietnam, the items in the refrigerator regenerated, she also said loudly. Come to think of it, Nguyen Ngung bought a kilogram of beef. The beef is half kilogram 45 yuan, pork 15 yuan, a total of more than 100 yuan. Nguyen Ngung thought and asked for a bucket of pure spring water. 24 bottles of 550 ml. Green vegetables are also indispensable, so Nguyen Ngung chooses white cabbage, spoons, spinach, lettuce, spinach, scallions, potatoes, sweet potatoes, but also corn. The more important, not only can be used to eat, maybe also planted. Tofu is also a good thing. Nguyen Ngung really likes to eat spicy. Buy bell peppers and peppers. And think of a new dish to take a sack of Sichuan flavor, a warehouse bag. After a while, she feels that the spice is available, holding a bag. Exactly pepper face. The main material includes dried peppers, roasted sesame, pepper, regression, cinnamon bark, dill, depending on the local taste. The spice changes slightly. Missed as falling in the past. If there was no skill of giving food, she could change the job to sell mala hot pot. After that, Nguyen Ngung took 3 different bread bags, some of the fryers often used for hot pot. Well, still having to eat chicken, Nguyen Ngung bought 2 chickens, 2 ducks, intending to cook a chicken today, and 1 duck, the rest was frozen. If the refrigerator can really regenerate the item, then it is indispensable for snacks. Must choose expensive to be new. Nguyen Ngung asked the store staff to take the goods to the house. She went home to put all the clothes to buy in the supermarket and quickly ran to the shop selling snacks outside the residential area. This chain of stores is larger than the supermarket. Bringing it tea looks colorful in all kinds of colorful packaging. Nguyen Ngung's eyes shining brightly. Firstly, kidnapping, all kinds of imported snacks often could not buy. Chocolate also chose the most expensive type, potato chip without full stomach. So Nguyen Ngung only took 3 or 4 small bags to help crave. The types of cakes, small, bread, instant noodles are already purchased. Nguyen Ngung also took 4 boxes of boiling rice. Each type took 1 box. Jambon, of course, is also indispensable. There is a little ice cream, sweet dumplings, pork, waffles, grilled chicken wings, orlean sandwiches, beef. Do not let the service staff support. Nguyen Ngung picked up 2 super large snack bags home. Then she quickly went downstairs. The goal this time is fruit. Dao 150 yuan, half a kilogram. Buy half a kilogram. Afraid of durian to occupy the refrigerator space, should choose small fruits. Just take the zone. Blueberries have high nutrition, taking a box. Although the peony has a bad reputation, it can be eaten. Buy a cluster. Pumpkin. Boy is the type of stomach full. also taking 2 fruits. The shape is like the round pumpkin of its water, but it is only small as the hand, dark blue skin. There are strawberries, mangosteen, mango, jackfruit, longan, apples, pears, bananas, oranges, each taking a little. Watermelon is too big, so Nguyen Ngung cut into the box, tried to put a box in the refrigerator, the remaining a box tonight to eat, mainly did not want to occupy too much space. Melon hammy is slightly small, a box is enough. Nguyen Ngung brought the fruit to the house and went downstairs. The goal this time is cooked food. It is indispensable for storage, which is dry tofu, wood ear, warehouse, seaweed, bamboo shoots, potatoes, all, lemon shrimp, chicken nails, duck bones, duck neck, duck thighs are indispensable. Nguyen Ngung also bought a whole duck to keep fresh. Ripe foods only have braised dishes. If penetrated into the situation, it is not convenient to cook rice, indispensable instant food. Nguyen Ngung sought a restaurant, cried 5, 6 vegetables, including eggplant, carrots, stir, fried white cabbage, stir, fried boys, fragrant spicy, squid, herring. Nguyen Ngung reflected on he did not know how to do things like the large intestine, so he put all the salty hot pot dishes, plus rice, all canned. Unfortunately, this season has no small lobster, but there is crab. After buying these things, Nguyen Ngung satisfied the desire to shop, filled with pride. If not through Vietnam, the number of items that can be purchased enough for her to lie and enjoy, maybe buying and selling capital without homogeneity. Returning to the home to rest for half an hour, Nguyen Ngung started repairing the refrigerator. The first is frozen, except for things Nguyen Ngung bought himself. There were also Tet goods that his parents sent, roughly nearly 3 kilograms of sausage, 3 kilograms of dried meat, a large dried fish bag, a pork ribs, a pork roll, 2 bags of pickles. Nguyen Ngung suddenly remembered that she forgot to buy fresh fish, but she called herring and fresh fish soup when she came to the restaurant. Except for these things, Nguyen Ngung thought, put half a bucket of mineral water into the freezer as long as the situation was needed. Next is the cool compartment area. Vegetables bought in the restaurant are located here. There are also snacks, melon vegetables, fruit, Nguyen Ngung stuffed. Finally, the cool compartment had no space. She put the cooked hot pot in the freezer. Nguyen Ngung went to the kitchen to take 2 bags of salt into the refrigerator, 2½ of rice. The key is a small jar of pepper, which is not rare in modernity, but in the past, there was a saying of a large amount of gold. Particularly positive values, Nguyen Ngung did not know how to put it all in the refrigerator. Fortunately, her mother had hobby of collecting, preparing many boxes for her. Done everything, Nguyen Ngung was very satisfied with the refrigerator. Full. Great. Next is to wait until tomorrow, see if these things can be reborn. Nguyen Ngung did not want to cross Vietnam after all. She had parents. Nguyen Ngung, pleased to eat after dinner, tried to rest, suddenly flashed with light, discovered that he forgot the most important thing. Medicine. Nguyen Ngung quickly went. Downstairs, under the surprised gaze of a pharmacy staff, she bought 2 boxes of antibiotics, an ibuprofen box, a box of pellet paracetamol, which both reduced pain and fever, a box of colds, can cure normal colds, alcohol, cloth, cotton, iodophor, personal tape, Yunnan white medicine, hemostasis, rose oil, and take a vitamin bottle. Disinfectant. Nguyen Ngung saw the red apples. The atrium bought it. Naturally, if Nguyen Viet in the past, it was indispensable for ginseng. If it could be in exchange for money, it would not be a 4-word capital. After that, Nguyen Ngung thought about something. Went to the supermarket to buy green beans, some crops. Mainly fearing that through Vietnam to come to ancient to eat white rice is a bit difficult to explain. It is necessary to buy less dry food. To respond. Green battle except for cooking soup can also make prices, as if enriching melon vegetables. Confirming no more mist, or should say that her 2 doors in her house no longer had space. Nguyen Ngung came home to try to put the pile of things. On the second day, Nguyen Ngung did not stay in his house. Although it was psychologically prepared soon, Nguyen Ngung still revealed a miserable face. Mostly his parents were still in the original world. If he discovered that she was missing, she did not know how uncomfortable they would be. "Can you return?" Suddenly a voice lifted. "Please rest assured, 3 months later the parent of the signing will be taken." Nguyen Ngung almost choked. "Are you the system?" The system said, "That's right, number 00125. Please serve you." Nguyen Ngung rated 4 sides. Probably this was a modern room, more important than her home. At first glance, the economic conditions were quite good. Nguyen Ngung asked the most important issue. "The refrigerator also pierced me with me." Report on the host, hacked into accounts, refrigerators every day in the evening of 12 innovation, automatically supplementing the sufficient food. Nguyen Ngung smiled wryly, afraid of the old time. So she also stuffed a milling knife, a fruit knife. Even there was a box of matches in the refrigerator. Seeing this form, the 3 dishes could not be reborn. Then there was alcohol. Alcohol would not be able to eat, right? T memories are Yunnan Bach Duoch cannot innovate. That is, the newly taken objects can be added and not yet removed, not filled. Answer system. That's right, the owner is smart. Nguyen Ngung told himself to read a lot of stories. This lady was too familiar with these cases. So what is this world? If you bring food, so there must be a lack of food, right? Nguyen Ngung wanted to curse. People. This was worse than the ancient lack of drugs lacking in her imagination. The key is that parents will come here. How can you live in this place? What kind of end of the world? Maybe there's no zombie. If it was truly zombie, then the 2 old grandparents would run them. The system said, "The host is assured. This place is the end of the natural disaster, the first flood, then the cold, high temperatures, earthquakes." It was not better than anything. Nguyen Ngung hugged the last expectation. Maybe don't move your parents? System. No, the owner does not want the family to reunite. The corner of Nguyen Ngung's lips slightly jerked. So what is the current situation? What is the end of the world? What is my identity? The introduction system said, "This is an apocalyptic novel. 10 days later, the sun will explode once super explosive cannot measure class. Blue planet lost wave. Electronic products more than half damaged. Then welcome the apocalyptic flood. Then the water will flood to the 7th floor. More than dehydration, power loss, loss of net." He is a sacrifice of women in the story, currently on the 13th floor. In the original book, after the end of the world comes, he will ask to save the male lead on the 18th floor and harm the male lead to die. But now the male lead has lived, has a decisive punishment. He will become sacrifices. Nguyen Ngung understood. This was a male novel. The male lead in the previous life was definitely her simp. Later she was killed by her and resurrected only to revenge. Normally, her personality will be a beauty, or the most beautiful company in the company. In short, it is definitely beautiful. Nguyen Ngung is very satisfied with this, just beautiful. So, I have space. Before the end of the world, you need to prepare many things. I'm afraid the refrigerator cannot be stuffed into it. Whenever he survived a day, he would reward 10 square meters of time to stop. Because he was new, today especially rewarded. The starting space with 100 square meters. Nguyen Ngung nodded, thought for a moment, determined the top goal after crossing Vietnam. The first step is to leave the male lead. In the previous life, the male lead died for the owner. When he was relieved, he was definitely thorny with her. Nguyen Ngung was not interested in this place, as a beer to watch. Luckily, this is a rented house. Nguyen Ngung flipped to see the bank account on mobile. Although not rich in walls, but want to rent another place is not difficult. Nguyen Ngung quickly used the phone to turn to the local map. Choose some high-class apartments in the high area, she called the intermediary, to say that she wanted to rent a house. The rent was a bit expensive, but it was required today, sign a contract. The intermediary quickly texted, saying that there was an apartment on the eastern floor that could come to see. The landlord was abroad. All procedures were assigned to the intermediary to resolve. Nguyen. Ngung put all items belonging to him in the space, taking a taxi to the appointment. The rental process is very simple. There is no bargain. Anyway, pay a month. Pay 2 months of house money. Consider 10 days later as the end of the world. Estimated that Nguyen Ngung has no chance to deliver the rent for the 4th month. The intermediary quickly handed her key to her. Nguyen Ngung thought for a while, before strangely familiar, convenient to ask this person to hire him for an old warehouse on the outskirts as a transshipment place to buy materials. The two broke up at the warehouse. Nguyen Ngung immediately rented a car to the market to sell construction materials, looking for a window shop, asking the boss to go to his new home to measure the size. Except for adding anti-theft doors, Nguyen Ngung also wanted to install the thickest thieves. The boss measured the window size sincerely. These things are not cheap. Are you sure if you want to use good materials? Nguyen Ngung laughed and said, I like to buy the most expensive item, the boss is assured, but tomorrow I have to finish all. The expression of the boss was awkward to look at Nguyen Ngung, saying, that is a bit urgent. Nguyen Ngung did not say much. I foster more. Spending more money, the two sides are satisfied. The boss will come to the morning to come to construction. Tomorrow morning, holding the deposit happily to leave. It was nearly 7 o'clock in the evening, and 9.5 days to the end of the world. Nguyen Ngung decided to buy an online batch. If there are apocalyptic floods, it is indispensable as a boat. Nguyen Ngung first finds 2 boats, 1 canoe, a super expensive diving suit. At this time, the algorithm of the 500 UN plastic boat nomination site for her, Nguyen Ngung thought, perhaps until then she could be used to exchange some missing materials or to cover her eyes. She ordered 5 pieces. Believing when the end of the world comes, the boat wants to find a difficult one. After that, Nguyen Ngung specialized in finding a picnic shop. The tent is necessary, although short time does not need to be used. But when the earthquake certainly needs it, Nguyen Ngung chose 5 pieces, accompanied by 10 sleeping off bags, putting them all in the cart. Nguyen Ngung chose a good tent, plus a sleeping bag 300 yuan, costing 24,000. Multifunctional barrels. Inside there are tools, including emergency flashlights, knives, versatile alkali, and lifelong hammer. Definitely buy 2 boxes to be able to. Nguyen Ngung saw a small waterproof bag, one bought 500. This toy was normal to hold the phone, waiting for the end of the world to hold small objects. Rainfall is a careful item, a dozen lifeline shirts. In the picnic shop it also sells small negative static generators. Nguyen Ngung put one. But she felt that she needed to buy a mazout oil on the other hand, put some solar cells. A shop selling picnic clothes did not expect to sell fast-dry clothes. Tuyoma cannot be missed. In addition, the shop selling picnic items has a solid backpack, also has the function of keeping heat. Do not know whether it is true or fake. Buy and buy. Next is the waterproof jacket preventing the wind. One more than 4,000. Professional anti-cold shirts. Heard that it may be possible for the scientific research team to go extremely cold places. Look at the price that wants to shed tears, including pants and shoes. Nguyen Ngung chose to buy a pile. Except for her to use, she must prepare for her parents. This purchase costs 50,000. Except for large items, there are small objects, such as warm bags, a fireplace, hot compresses, thermos bottle, heat holder, cold, resistant socks, gloves, hats, thick blankets, etc. This is only an item for the end of the flood and icy. Nguyen Ngung felt the pressure on his shoulder. Fortunately, she could infinitely innovate food and water. Otherwise, she did not know how much food to store. An area of 100 square meters is enough. There is one more thing. After the icy is extremely hot, she can reserve ice in the cold, waiting for hot weather to use, saving money. Nguyen Ngung happily continued to buy. Sunscreen. Anti-ice shirt is not to be missed, regardless of whether the product can cheat or not. Just buy a room. The natural sunscreen must have. Take 50 bottles, probably enough for the family of the 3 of them to use.